What's going on, everyone? Charlie here. We're going to talk about the CAT system and some new OTC or over-the-counter requirements that are coming down the pipe. Now, this rule has already been approved. It's just waiting to be implemented by Finra, which they will provide a notice when they do so. So the purpose of this one, Finra is proposing new Finra Rule 6439 requirements for interdealer quotation systems to expand and enhance the obligations of member firms that operate certain systems that regularly disseminate the quotations of identified broker-dealers in OTC equity securities. The proposed rule change also deletes the rules related to the OTC BB, which is the over-the-counter bulletin board, and ceases its operation altogether, as further discussed below. Some background on this. Section 15A of the Act provides that Finra, among other things, must have rules governing the form and content of quotations for securities sold otherwise than on an exchange, which includes OTC equity securities. Specifically, Section 15A, Paragraph B, Section 11, requires that such rules be designed to 1. Produce fair and informative quotations, 2. Prevent fictitious or misleading quotations, and 3. Promote orderly procedures for collecting, distributing, and publishing quotations. Finra currently has in place extensive rules that govern the activity of a member firm when they engage in quoting OTC equity securities. For example, the Finra Rule 6400 series, quoting and trading in OTC equity securities, among other things, provides a regulatory framework that governs the form and content of quotations, and Finra maintains rules of general applicability that govern quoting and trading practices in the Finra Rule 5200 series, which is titled Quotation and Trading Obligations and Practices. Together, the Quotation Governance Rules. In addition to adopting and administering the quotation governance rules, historically, since 1990, Finra also expended substantial resources on operating the OTC BB, which is Finra's interdealer quotation system available for use by broker-dealers to publish quotations in eligible OTC equity securities. The over-the-counter marketplace was very different when Finra, the National Association of Securities Dealers, or the NASD, first established the OTC BB. At that time, members largely relied on printed rather than electronic media for obtaining quotation information, and Finra believed that the OTC BB would enhance the efficiency of pricing and foster competition within the interdealer market for a particular security. However, given technological advancements since 1990 and the subsequent increase in alternative electronic venues with more extensive functionality than the OTC BB, the level of quotation activity occurring on the OTC BB has continued to decline over the past several years and is now non-existent. In fact, as of the date of this filing, the OTC BB does not display or widely disseminate quotation information on any OTC equity securities. So we're ceasing operations of OTC BB, and proposed new rule 6439 is basically what we are doing. While Finra believes that the quotation governance rules continue to provide important safeguards for investors and play an important role in furthering market integrity in over-the-counter marketplace, Finra does not believe that the continued operation of the OTC BB serves any benefit to investors or the marketplace, and the resources being expended on maintaining the OTC BB system would be better directed elsewhere. Therefore, Finra is proposing to delete the rules governing the OTC BB and cease its operation, and at the same time, enhance the regulatory obligations related to quotations in OTC equity securities by proposing new Rule 6439, which would govern the activities of member interdealer quotation systems. Now, the proposed enhanced requirements for member interdealer quotation systems are, number 1, to disclose written policies and procedures relating to OTC quotation data, or equity securities. Basically, establish and prominently disclose to subscribers and disclose to prospective subscribers upon request its written policies and procedures relating to the collection and dissemination of quotation information in OTC securities. Number 2, establish and prominently disclose to subscribers its non-discriminatory written standards for granting access to quoting and trading on its system. Number 3, establish written policies and procedures addressing subscriber unresponsiveness with respect to the display of firm quotations in OTC equity securities and the submission of reports to Finra on a monthly basis that includes specified order and response information. Number 4, to make available a written description of each OTC equity or quote-related data, including fees, rebates, discounts, and cross-product incentives. Lastly, number 5, to provide info concerning the integrity of the system altogether. Now, Supernote 21 here says, where a system permits manual responses to order received against a displayed quote, unresponsiveness can occur. Currently, Finra is aware of only one member interdealer quotation system that does not match and auto-execute, and thus would be subject to proposed rule 6439C and D. Now, why didn't they mention the name or what system this is? Because it's the ADF facility. Of course, the alternative display facility. Yeah, anyways, all of this stuff right here are going to be required to be reported very soon. Order level information, the member interdealer quotation system, the one that this whole rule is about, because there's only one that applies to this, we'll have to report buy, sell, security symbol, security price, the size of the order, all or none indicator, yes or no. All or none is a type of order. Order entry firm MPID, the market participant. Order receipt time, the time in force, how long it was sitting there. Response time, order response, for example, execute, reject, cancel. Executed quantity, system generated order number, if any, and position in queue for the quote. How about that? So this was approved on October 1st, 2021, thanks to Finra's crime. I almost called it Fidelity's crime calculator. No, this is Finra's crime calendar. It's different. The rule change to delete the rules related to OTC bulletin board that we just talked about and cease its operation, and to enhance the regulation of quotations and OTC securities, what we just discussed. This will be implemented now. It's approved, but it's not implemented until sometime this quarter 4. Finra is going to announce an implementation date at some point through their website. That's it for this one. How about that? F you, ADF. I thought you weren't used, you pieces of